Hey everyone, this is Elias from RevMatch Media, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2024 Ford F-150 Lightning Flash. Let's just say that the Lightning and Flash names are not an understatement. This thing is fast. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We get started in the front and we have the iconic silver metallic color, which is just that. It's iconic. It's a silver color and it's metallic. So it really does look nice. Preferably for me, I would probably go with a brighter color or something louder because this truck just begs for that. So with that being said though, I like the fact that Ford's idea of the Lightning is let's get an F-150 and make it EV or full electric vehicle, but let's not deviate too much from what it is as far as an F-150, and I'm glad we have that in the styling. So yeah, there are some things that are going to differentiate. You can tell immediately right off the bat that it is a Lightning based on the fact that we have no grille, we have this cover, and it does have kind of a simulated grille design on there. We do have the big lights that kind of go across and kind of the eyebrows, so to speak. It looks like the Ultimate Warrior if you're into wrestling, but it looks cool. I like it. It's really helpful at night when you're trying to load things up, which I'm kind of giving things away, but I love the design. I love the lighting we have as well with the LED headlights, which have a great design, great output. It looks really good. And we have the big Ford badge on there. We have recovery points down here if you want to have some fun and maybe had a little too much fun. But we have that, and then we have the lower plastic area here. But overall though, this front end is just that, an F-150 with a slightly varying design to it, but it's still really an F-150. So let's go ahead and see what we have under this hood, or frunk. Yeah, we get under the hood and yeah, we have no engine because this is an EV. So we get to reap the benefits of having a frunk, and this is a really big frunk. There's tons of space in here. There's also a bunch of tie down points on here, which is really nice, all kind of surrounding the area. And we have this plug that has 4 outlets. It has USB-A, it has USB-C. Jeez, this has more plugs in my house. But what we don't see is underneath, and that is the electric system that delivers the power. And how much power we're talking about, because this is the extended battery range system, it delivers 580 horsepower. That's a good amount of horsepower. But then we get 775 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, that is a lot of power to put down, and it puts it down really well, which we'll see when we test our 0 to 60 time with our race box. It's insane. So definitely stay tuned. But yeah, as far as what we get with the extended range battery, we are looking at about 320 miles per full charge, which isn't bad. I mean, I have vehicles that I get and they have about 200 and 250. The fact that we can get 320 out of this is great. Yes, I know that's kind of varying, and yes, you can just go to a gas station and fill up. But again, this vehicle has an audience. If you have a home charger like I do, just a matter of plugging it in, it's going to charge and you're good to go for another 320 miles. So I do like the fact that this is a really good range for an EV, and it's a pickup truck. Yeah, which is crazy. But yeah, as far as the front area though, tons of space. We have a compartment underneath there that has the additional charger. We have, again, like those tie downs, you know, these power hookups. We have LED lighting that is lighting this area up. It's just a really usable space. And I like this because nowadays with trucks, we don't have the space in the back because we have to get the cover for it, and those things are not cheap, and we don't have the added security that, again, someone could just literally cut it open and there you go. With this, we have a frunk. We have this area that we can go ahead and put things in it. So definitely loving that. Let's go ahead and take a look at those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package, and we have the 20-inch alloy Dark Carbonized Gray wheels, and they are wrapped in the 275/60 Goodyear Wrangler Territory HT tire. Now, a couple of things with this. So we do have the optional wheels. I love this color. It's like a gunmetal gray, a nice dark color, especially when we're kind of wanting some contrast from the silver. So love this. I definitely, if I wouldn't go aftermarket, this is the wheel I would definitely get. And we have the tire, which is surprisingly really good. So what I mean by that is it's quiet. It has grip because it needs the grip with this much power that it has. And it absorbs the road. It just does everything really good. All that on a very heavy vehicle. So I am really loving the fact that this tire is set up with this wheel and this suspension as well, because the suspension has been really good at just absorbing everything. And it does help that we have the batteries down low to help with the weight distribution. As far as like any bumps, it absorbs it and it doesn't transfer it up above like other pickup trucks do when they don't have their weight down low. But yeah, I was really surprised with the tires, and they will tell you, give you the right feedback that you need. And yeah, the wheels look great as well. So let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get to the side and we can see this is basically an F-150. Ford didn't change too much about it to make it seem like other brands where it's like, oh yes, we have the gas version and we have the electric version, which is completely different vehicle. No, they just said, okay, let's just get what we have already, the F-150, and make it electric. And that's what this is. And there's certain cues though that we'll kind of give away on the side profile. Obviously the headlights peek out a little bit on the side with the Ultimate Warrior, like I said, and then we have the charging port here and the badge that says flash there with the F-150 in blue surrounding, which looks really good. Then I do like that we have this mirror because we have the camera system, which is really incredible in this F-150 flash, and we have the lighting as well. So we have the surrounding lighting, which looks great at night, really helps out when you are trying to approach your car and make sure that, you know, everything around you is illuminated. And the thing is, I have the key off camera because it will start to unlock. So you have that priority thing to, you know, once you get near it, it'll start to turn on the lights, unlock, and you'll be ready to go. And then we also have the step at the bottom, which was really nice. It's a little bit probably on the higher side than I'd like, but again, it's not a deployable step. Deployable step would be a nice thing. I believe you get that in the platinum. So this still works though. This is great step to kind of get you hopped in. But yeah, the wheels look great as well. Big doors. Yeah, not the biggest bed, but it's still usable. You could still have tons of accessories if you want to put it down, that kind of thing. We have the lightning badge, and we have the tail lights that peek over a little bit to give you that lightning bolt design. But other than that though, I really like the side profile. Let me go ahead and grab the key from off camera. Like I mentioned, grabbing the key off camera, when I go to approach it, it already unlocked for me and it is already giving me the lights. So yeah, I know it's not nighttime, but big door, easy to entry, really simple. And then obviously we have the rear that we can go ahead and open with no problem. Again, big doors, easy to close though, so no issues with that. And that's what we get for the side profile. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we get in the back. we get to the back and we can see this thing looks really good. Again, it's just a little bit different than the standard F-150, but it's still very much an F-150. We start with the taillights. So we have the lightning bolt action that we have here. We have a nice tailgate. We do see kind of the standard tailgate. I'm hoping to see that new tailgate that the F-150 has on it, which would be really good to have because it basically opens up like a barn door. But we have that. We have the camera system. We have the lighting system on here as well. We have nice big bumper textured on the top. Only thing it is missing would be a step. That is what I would like to have to get into the bed without having to do kind of the parlor trick that I'll show you we have to do. Now let's go ahead and we'll open up the tailgate, but we'll go ahead and do it the new spoiled way. So with the key fob, you press it twice. And there you go, it will come down. So you have that as an option. And yeah, we can be spoiled and close it as well. So nice that we have that. Yes, I know these kids have it easy these days, but guess what? Us adults get to enjoy it as well. But we basically bring it down, and this is what I meant as far as the parlor trick, because you have to press there to get this little step down, and we have the grandpa stick there, but basically we're still at a pretty high step, so we still have to kind of put your foot really high up. I would like definitely a lower step, maybe the Ram style step, because for the new ones, old ones, I had a massive issue with getting them out. So yeah, but we have that as far as getting into the bed. Really easy though to basically get in now. The only thing though, this didn't come with the cover with the spray on bed liner, which you're definitely going to want to get in a truck like this, in any truck nowadays really. So we have all the incredible power hookups on the side here. This does have the higher power system to it, so love that. There's tons of lighting in here, a couple of hook points there, but overall though, this thing is awesome. And yeah, we have the trailer camera, the bed camera up there as well, so we can see what's in the bed. Yeah, there's a lot of tech, and the great thing about this is it's very easy to use, which is not very easy for car brands for some reason to do. But yeah, let's go ahead and we'll double press there, close this up. Yeah, oh yeah, and we have the trailer hookup here, and for the actual trailer right down there, so we can tow the Miata definitely with ease, because this thing can really tow. Yes, I know I'm gonna hear it of, well, yeah, you're gonna kill the battery range. Yeah, that's kind of the point. You're putting more usage for the battery because now you're towing. Again, this truck has its use, and that is not long distance things, but if I wanted to take the Miata, my Miata, to autocrossing, I have that option. I'm not going to be going somewhere that's 300 miles out, but if it's 100 miles out, I should be fine, especially with this having the extended range battery. But let's go ahead and take a look inside and see what we have. We take a look at the door, and even though it looks fairly plain and simple, there's a lot to this. Let me explain. This right here is huge, because that makes things easy. This little dip here, well, first you can put your arm here with not a problem, nice height if you don't want to use this lower part. But the really great thing about this is it dips lower, and it's better on the passenger side because you're able to see kind of the curb, instead of if we had this straight across. And you're wondering, well, why not just kind of make it lower? Because then it's not quite the same as far as putting your arm up there. But this little design is huge, which I always point out in every F-150 that I've reviewed. It's such a great little thing. Then we have the simple controls, nothing big, no, you know, they do their job. That's kind of what they're there for. Very simple, open up by just squeezing there. And then there's a couple of little storages, which are nice. So this is great for like a wallet, if you want to kind of put that there. And then we have significant amount of storage here where we can put things like a cup. And yeah, it actually does really well for a lot of storage. Oh, and the B&O speakers, yeah, these things sound really great. And I love that we have a good design to it. It's not just kind of a black plastic or anything like that. Yeah, we're showing it off a little bit. Now we get to the seats, and yes, these are cloth. So they are a cloth material. They're not a leather or vinyl, but they work fine. They're actually a fairly premium feeling cloth, which I really like. So yeah, you're not going to be paying more for it, but you get a good material still. The other thing with this is the adjustability. This thing is awesome, but the big adjustability is not just the seat itself, but actually the pedals. So yes, we can actually move the pedals back and forth. So yeah, as you can see, you know, my short self, I had the pedals all the way towards me, which is good because for my wife, which is even shorter than I am, she doesn't have to move her seat super far forward to the point where I'm kind of concerned of her safety regarding the airbag. So I do love the fact that we have that adjustability in a big vehicle like this. And with the seats, we do have the heated option. Obviously, with it only being cloth, we don't get the venting, but I think it's just fine. I really liked it. Super comfortable. No real big issues, really. We get over to the steering wheel, and this thing is big, so just be aware of that. Yeah, like it's huge. So it does feel good though as far as the leather. So we have a nice soft feeling material, and the stitching is really nice. We have a different colored stitching, which I always like, and the controls are big. So you do have a lot of controls that are big buttons. Same thing with this on the right hand side, so just kind of be aware of that. But it is a big wheel, so just be ready to really feel like you're driving a big bus in the sense of the dimensions, but the drivability is completely different as far as the feedback. It's great. It's been really good, but yeah, love it. Only thing I don't like is that it is not telescoping, so it can only go up and down, but I can't get it to go in or out. So yeah, that's why I'm so glad we have the adjustable pedals, because yeah, I kind of like my steering wheel usually fairly all the way towards the front of the vehicle, but other than that though, I like this. It's super comfortable to drive with. We get over to the gauge cluster, and this thing is really nice. I like the layout. We have your speed on the right. We have kind of like your throttle input, so to speak, on the left hand side there, your range, and yeah, we can change the middle to be different things. In this case, we have the seatbelt option there, which is good in case you have kids and want to make sure that they are buckled in. Tire pressure, pitch and roll if you're wanting to have some off-road fun in this. Power distribution, that was probably my favorite to see, you know, if we're charging or if we're delivering power. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you get. We have obviously the trip info, we have the towing info, so all these different, it's a lot. But you know what, you don't have to have everything kind of going. You can basically customize it and choose what you want it to have when it comes to basically the gauge cluster, which is what I like. I like the fact that we have options. But yeah, usually what I had it in was definitely the power distribution. Now, for someone like myself that is a trailering noob, I'm so glad we have toys like this that have things like Pro Trailer, where you're literally, this essentially becomes your steering wheel when you're backing things up. Yeah, I know you guys are gonna laugh at me, but I've never driven a trailer. Actually I have a couple of times, but not something that I do every day. So especially reversing a big trailer. So I'm glad we get these fun little things, but that's what we get, and I'm glad we get that with there. Yeah, we can see my wife is back there, probably reviewing a more fun, but surprisingly not faster car than this truck. Yeah, but Next thing I want to talk about is the display. So we'll go ahead and turn this off. And this display is big. I love it. It's vertical, which is kind of what I've always thought the RAM was okay, but for some reason I think it works better here. First thing though are the buttons up there. We have the camera option where we can go ahead and choose all the different selections. That's if we had a trailer. We have the front camera, we have the rear camera, we have the really wide front camera, we have the trailer view, which yes, I needed this all the time when I was parking it in my driveway, because this thing is long, and contrary to beliefs, not everything is bigger in Texas. Driveways and garages are not that big in Texas. So glad that we were able to actually use this. And then obviously we have the camera in the bed, and then we can use the ones in the mirrors to look back. So loving the fact that we have all of this, and it's just super easy to get to with that there. I'll be honest, I kept looking for a button, but I kept remembering, you know what, it's not an actual button, just use that up there. But the Apple CarPlay is connected wirelessly, which I really love. You know, no complaints about it. And we have different things that we can program down here. We have the CarPlay, we have the Pro Power on board as well, because this guy has the big, you know, power generator situation going on, which is really awesome, especially if you're needing to power up, you know, literally a house. So love that. We do have, let me go ahead and go back to Apple CarPlay, and we'll go to our music. So it's very easy to kind of navigate. One thing that I did find that it was pretty hilarious was that there was a karaoke situation going on. There was an app for karaoke, which is a lot of fun. We were, you know, unfortunately because of YouTube, we can't kind of show you and show off my great song, my great singing abilities, but we have fun family things like that while you're waiting for it to charge, or you're just having some fun. Now, the other thing with the climate controls, yes, I usually don't like the fact that we don't have buttons, but I'll tell you this, it is really, really nice to use this. Now, you have the option of going up and down here, but when you press that, the middle knob actually becomes that option. So it does give you the, it is kind of varying here. So it's not just volume, it's whatever adjustability you may be doing at that moment in time, which is really nice. I like it. But if you want to just keep it simple there, we have obviously the heated seat and the heated steering wheel. I'm not going to dock this system because I usually like buttons, but it's good. It was really done well, so loving that. Then we come a little bit lower and we have our wireless charger, which let's go ahead and see if we can do the chuck test. That's gonna be a no, because we're supposed to, yeah, it is specifically in an area where you're supposed to put it. It's got a little lip, which is good. My only concern is it is not quite secure from really hard accelerating, because this thing can really, really go. So I am surprised that this isn't kind of, you know, flat or held by something a little bit more than just that. But no problem there. Everything was working, no issues really. And then we come back to the shifter. So we have a nice big shifter. If we want to obviously just shift, we have no issues. It is like a truck. So they definitely didn't skimp out on the shifter, so definitely feels nice and heavy. We have an area here, I think this is supposed to be for pencil, and then we have the cup holders. No issues with that there. Big cups are very welcome. Now, one thing I want to show you, one of my favorite things, because I work a lot, especially if I'm on location doing a video shoot or a photo shoot, I have a work surface. So loving the fact that I do get this work surface so that I can go ahead and put my computer, put my camera, anything that I might be charging. And yes, we're talking about charging because we have connections here for additional plugs. So if we have items that are charging, so yeah, loving this big flat surface. And then obviously when you close it and you can open this up, we have a good amount of space here, to the point where my wife put her phone in there. She put it when it was like this, and she almost felt like she lost it. She goes, oh my gosh, where did it go? Because she had to really dig in deep to get it. But yeah, thankfully we have a nice big armrest, which is really nice and comfortable for just driving comfortably. And then again, when we lift the shifter, yeah, really good to go there. And then it has some cup holders here, which are really nice to just kind of put for your passengers in the back. We get to the back door and we are gonna get the same situation of really great little things about it. Now, this cup holder, yes, it's not like a bigger cup holder, but if you got kids and they have a small cup, this is gonna work. And it's nice because it's at a tall height and it's not something that they have to kind of reach down below for it. But if they can, you have that option. You have another cup holder here. We have a little bit of storage area here and even more storage area here. And then we have this area here for additional. So yeah, tons of storage, a couple of cup holders. Really liking this. The B&O speaker looks great, sounds incredible. That's what you get in the rear door. And then we move to the rear area, rear seats, and again, we get that awesome, really good, durable feeling, tough feeling cloth material. So liking that. And kiddo seat is there, not an issue. It's super easy to get to the rings for the anchoring system, because this actually goes up and it's actually really easy to bring up. It's literally just a matter of me with one finger, I'm able to go ahead and lift it, and we have the area. Now, yes, we don't have storage. I wish this were maybe right up on here, but it's good that we have this option because it looks like just a couple of screws, and I'm sure the aftermarket has tons of storage options for below here. But yeah, no problem with getting that up and no problem with getting it down either. So yeah, that's kind of what you get with that. Then we come over here and we have some charging. We have the USB-C connections, and we have the power outlet there, along with a 12 volt. They have their own vents back here as well. So it's pretty comfortable, pretty nice rear. Again, tons of storage, tons of space. I'm pretty impressed with this. So we get inside of the F-150 Lightning, and one thing that I realized we're missing is seat memories, because my wife was driving this and it was just really kind of difficult to get back to my sweet spot. And that's because this thing is this seat can go so low, and I usually put the seats down all the way, but this case I can't, because I literally would not be able to see over the hood. That is how low this can get. So if you're a really tall person, you're good, because I still have a ton of space and I'm pretty high up with this. But yeah, let's go ahead and go for a drive. And I can tell you, this thing is super comfortable. It still kind of feels like a truck, but it's comfortable in the sense that when bumps come through, they get absorbed because all the weight is at the bottom. So it doesn't translate up top and become super top heavy, which is nice. Nice to feel that in a pickup truck. I've always said that the best feeling Wrangler is the 4xe or the electric or the hybrid one, because of the battery weight that just balances everything out. And this is no exception to that rule, because it just feels like a better F-150, and that is Ford's biggest thing. This is an F-150 that's supposed to be better, And I think it is. I really think it is. As far as, again, it still has its market. So don't get me wrong, it still has its market of who this is for. But as far as like, you know, you're Texas, everyone has a truck. Not everyone needs a truck. And I think that's kind of where this falls. Where, yeah, not everyone needs to have a truck. And if you're wanting to just kind of have things for like everyday commutes, things like that, this is really good. I love the way that this drives. And that one pedal driving is really good. It's sensitive enough that it brakes a good amount, but not too sensitive that you're almost eating the you know, the windshield kind of thing. But yeah, loving it. And yeah, I have a massive steering wheel, so it does take a little bit used to kind of taking a look at this big wheel and essentially controlling it. So yeah, just kind of be ready for that. So we'll get to the more spirited area of our drive. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch the drive modes from normal to sport, where it will go ahead and just be more responsive. It says for spirited on-road driving, more responsive steering and acceleration. So looks like we do get a little bit of a heavier wheel to this, which is nice. Now again, this is a big truck, so I'm gonna take it easy the first couple of turns, but it feels good. There's not much body roll that this thing gives you, even though this thing is massive in weight. It's all because it's balanced down below. But when we floor it, it does not feel light. It does not. And but it acts like it's light because you have so much power. Oh yeah, spin the outside wheel. Well, it felt like the outside wheel, but yeah, this thing is oh yeah, it's fun. It really is a fun truck. It's a very quick truck, so just kind of be aware. With a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility with this, but that's the crazy thing. Like I said, the power feels down, you know, down below. The weight feels down below. The power just feels instant. You do get some torque steer with the you know, with the power down. You're having to kind of correct essentially the power delivery, because it does feel sometimes like it's coming from one to the other, but especially when you get it going, it goes. And the brakes aren't bad. Yeah, to get this big guy stopped, it's pretty good because it uses both the regenerative system and the braking itself. So yeah, kind of loving that. Now the dreaded 3-point stop with this thing, and I say that because F-150s, I haven't had a good amount of luck with them. F-350 surprisingly do very well with this test, which is crazy that you would think that massive truck would have no problem with doing 3-point stops. And yeah, this is gonna be a couple of tries, and we need to really get into grass. It's not liking me. Yeah, sport steering. Let's go to normal for this because oh yeah, that's a massive difference. It's easier to turn this. Maybe we can finally get it straight. So yeah, turning radius isn't the best, but it never really is with the F-150s. So just kind of be ready for that. If you're used to an F-150 normal one, you're right at home with this regarding turning radius and that stuff. Now we've gone ahead and set up our race box. This is a little telemetry box that lets you see drag times. It lets you do lap times as well. So it's also a lap timer. Really cool, great company, great support as well. So check them out. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the description so you guys can enjoy that and maybe get a little bit of a discount on while you're at it. So we're gonna go ahead and switch it back to sport, and we have the locking differential. Let's go ahead and we'll lock the differential so that we can get the power down to both wheels evenly and not just one. So I'll go ahead and hold down the gas and the brake, and away we go. okay, this should not be pulling those numbers. It's insane. So a couple of things. 0 to 30, we're looking at 1.67 seconds, which is nuts. It's insane. And then 0 to 60, we have 3.93 seconds, under 4 seconds. Let's put it this way. The previous vehicle that I reviewed literally today was a Lexus IS 500 with a V8, 470 something horsepower, almost 500, and that got 0 to 60 in 4.7, I think. This is crazy. It's almost a second faster in 0 to 60. That's insane. Granted, that thing would turn on a dime compared to this, but to get that power down, it's crazy. It's so much fun. And yeah, a little bit more steering input needed there, a little power input, and yeah, this thing is so much fun. As a fun truck, if you're just wanting to get power down and just, you know, have that kind of fun. Now, if you're looking for everyday usability and drivability, this has it. Now, again, this does have its own market. So you do have, obviously, is not going to be a long driving vehicle, even though it does have a good amount of range. Again, don't expect this to be 500, 600 mile trip and not be a little bit bitter about having to charge it. But if you're doing 100-mile trip, or you know, you're doing 200-mile trip, you're even good there. If you're just doing this as an everyday truck, as your commuter, you're gonna be fine. Obviously, have a charger at home, that's great. Also, with the fact that you could charge your house in bad weather, you know, when the power goes out, Ford has that system to plug this guy into it and charge and have your battery be used up by your house. Yeah, it's awesome. Granted, yeah, it's gonna drain, but at least you have some things to work with. But yeah, I still am loving this truck. Even it's the second time I review this, it makes me want to get one. Yeah. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the review of the Ford F-150 Lightning. And remember, yeah, this doesn't have gears, so just floor it, because you're gonna enjoy the EV torque. See ya.